Hello there, welcome again to Cooking with Dan. Today we're going to be doing something sweet, really naughty. I'm going to be using a really amazing British rapeseed oil in the form of a carrot cake. Carrot cake is one of my absolute favourite desserts, something that brings back an awful lot of nostalgic memories, something that I used to cook all the time with my dear grandma, bless her, and I really can't wait to share this one with you. Also dead simple and really quite easy to put together quite quickly. We're also going to be pairing that with a demerara sugar and lime. We're going to make a caramel with that to glaze the top of the cake to make it really sticky and naughty. And we're going to be using a few sultanas and walnuts to go through the cake to give it a different type of texture and dimension as well. So the first stage of the cake is to take our eggs and our sugar. I'm going to put them together in a bowl. And we're going to whisk this up. Together. It's really important when you're whisking your eggs and sugar together. This in chef terms is called a savion. It's a way of emulsifying eggs and sugar together, whilst also incorporating an awful lot of air into it. As you can see, I'm moving the whisk really quite vigorously, just to give it extra air. You see that changing all the time there now, it's almost there. You're looking for it to go really nice and pale and white. You see how all those beautiful air bubbles, it's going to allow the cake to be nice and light. It's going to give it a real nice rise. A little bit longer. And what you're looking for is a nice ribbon stage. So when you lift it up, you should almost just be able to write your name on the top and it almost holds. So we're doing that. That you can see now is just starting to lay on top. If you imagine the volume now of air that's in there, just with 2 eggs and a couple 100 grams of sugar. Now the trick is to work quite quickly. Again, I just feel the rapeseed oil that we're using here has got so much more flavour, it's got so much more body. The nutrition value within it is so much better. You know, we are using sugar here. It is a dessert, so but this is just such a good oil to be using, and we're going to just gradually emulsify that back into it now. Really very important while you're adding the oil not to add it too quickly. If you add it too quickly, it's not going to allow to emulsify properly and it'll split. The best way of explaining it being split is you'll definitely be able to tell just by looking at it. Just look at the colour that's changing there already. Nice and gradual. You should start grating that onto the chopping board. Go, go, go. So this is the base for the cake. Let's pop them over there. And with the carrot, just show you, we've actually kept all the skin on the carrot. The skins in vegetables, thank you mate, have so much flavour. And because this is being baked and finely grated, there's no need to peel that skin off and lose so much of the flavour of the carrot. Again, another reason why we're using a micro grater to get that in there is it's mincing the carrot up a lot finer than what a traditional cheese grater would, which means we're going to extract so much more flavour and get a real punchy flavoured carrot cake. Get the carrot grated into there. All that there. Like so. And then we're taking our flour, and we've got some ground cinnamon and ground nutmeg in here. What's really important at this stage is not to overwork our sabayon base. You don't want to knock the air out of it too much. You just want to keep that really light. See the colour of the carrot there really starting to come through. Because we've grated it really fine, it's allowing it to break up into the sabayon base mix a lot easier. So the consistency of the carrot throughout the sponge is going to be very consistent, rather than biting into lumps of carrot into your cake. Fold that all in there nice and quick. Last thing to incorporate into the cake is some sultanas and walnuts. With this you can add pretty much as much as you desire. I would recommend chopping them down first, just to allow your cake to rise properly. And again, you don't want to be getting great big pockets and lumps and nuggets of anything. You want quite a nice consistent cake. So it's quite rough. Chop that through. In we go. And it is as simple as that. That's our carrot cake base. We've preheated the oven to 165 degrees with a full fan. Next stage is to take our tins. We're going to do little individual ones, but you can do a big cake tin if you wish. Just going to spray them with a non-stick spray. And we go to our tins. We're just filling them just under the line because we're going to have a nice rise on them. And then in we go to our preheated oven at 165 degrees. While they're baking away, they should take around 12 to 15 minutes. And while we're waiting for them, we're going to prepare our caramel. Adam, do we have a saucepan, mate? So into this, our demerara sugar, the juice of half a lime, squeeze all that out there. Don't worry if a little bit of the segment goes in there, it's all flavour. It's going to make our beautiful glaze for the top of our cake. And a dash of water. Straight onto the stove. And we just cook that all the way down until a caramel is formed. Should be ever so sticky. It doesn't take long at all for that sugar to come down. See already that's starting to turn to a beautiful sticky lime caramel. You just want to cook it for a couple of minutes, ensure all the sugar is dissolved. There we go. You could use a normal caster sugar for this and turn that into a caramel. I just find this is a lot quicker, a lot easier, with pretty much the same result. Wow. Take this off. A little pinch of salt. Again, a bit like using lemon juice with savoury foods. Salt in sweets does exactly the same. You just need to use a tiny amount and it will help bring the natural sweetness of things out. Look at that. That's delicious. So we have our lime caramel ready. We'll just transfer that into a container. So we've had the cakes in now for the past 12 minutes. We're just going to whip these out. You can see how well these little beauties have risen. I'm going to just take some of our wonderful caramel. As soon as they come out, just drizzle that over the top. Have them just grab us a pastry brush, please, mate. Just down there, in that pot. Yep. Really smother that wonderful limey glaze over the top. The smell that's coming off these now, you can. That's it. And always glaze your cake when it's warm, because it will absorb it straight away and you'll just get the most amazing glaze on top of that. We're also just going to take a little bit of lime. It's just going to give it a lovely zing, cut through all the richness. Carrot cake should always have a little slight stodgy element to it. I just find that lime helps cut through that. It's a real nice contrast. Then turn the cake out. Again, more of our caramel glaze. All the way around. And just let that soak everything up. In her bowl here, we've got a really beautiful creme fraiche and some cream cheese. Equal quantities of each. Whisk the two together. You can serve ice cream, you can use double cream, yogurt. I just find a real beautiful British cream cheese and creme fraiche is a little bit of a lighter option. This cake is really, really rich. So once that's whipped up, you take your cake. Just gonna cut into that there. A little bit like a jacket potato. Get a nice big spoonful straight into the middle so it'll start to melt. What we've got here is some walnuts that we've just candied in some sugar. These are just going to give them a lovely crunchy texture on top. Some sultanas, extra sultanas on top to garnish. And just so that we've got that zing of lime going all the way through it. A little bit of that fresh on top. Finally, just a touch more of the caramel. There we have our carrot, walnut and raisin cake with a lime caramel.